Atlantis. The elite in search of immortality. Were there more highly developed civilizations than now? Did Atlantis exist? The existence of an island country where a human-like god reigned, surrounded by his children, an assembly of gods who ruled people, had wonderful technologies, mysterious magic objects, possessed climatic weapons, the ability to clone a human being, medical technologies prolonging a person's biological life beyond the species limit, meaning increasing life for a long time, the so-called immortality in the body for the selected ones. This information is mentioned in ancient legends of different peoples of the world. An earthly paradise, the country of gods, where supreme God reigned, surrounded by an assembly of gods. The legends about the super-advanced antediluvian civilization, which was situated in the far west, on a large island surrounded by water, the country, the powerful influence of which once spread all over the world. The country where El autocratically ruled with an entourage of his selected servants, the elite, and endowed his children with power over different nations, refer to very ancient times. Both nations of the East and peoples of the West, who lived several millennia ago, still maintain these legends. Each nation called this island state in their own way. For example, in the oldest Sumerian legends, it is the blessed island of the moon, the land of the living, where there was no disease and death, the god's place of dwelling. The scene of the oldest Sumerian myths about the gods Enlil, Enki, Ninhursag, about the human Utnapishti who survived the Great Flood. These legends are embodied in the Sumerian epic about the hero Gilgamesh, as well as in the Babylonian poem Enuma Elish. It is precisely from these legends that much later, after many centuries, Hebrew priests borrowed stories about the heavenly Eden, the forbidden fruit, the expulsion from paradise, the Great Flood, and much more. In Celtic mythology, it is the Isle of the Blessed, Avalon, located on distant western islands. Its symbols are a glass tower or palace, miraculous apples that grant immortality, and so on. The word Avalon is originally found as a proper name in Welsh genealogy with regard to the mythical ancestor of the oldest dynasties of Britain. In Chinese mythology, the paradise of the immortals, Xian, it is located on three sacred mountains, Penglai, Fengshong, and Yingzhao, which swim in the sea ocean. It is mentioned that the immortal people, Xian, mount the clouds, riding the flying dragons. They have the garden of goddess, Xi Wangmo, in which peaches of immortality grow, Pan Tao. It is known that in legends, an immortal person, Xian, often has a guise of a white-bearded old man, and he is portrayed with attributes of immortality. And in the mythology of the Hellenes, that is, the ancient Greeks, this country was called Elysium, the Isles of the Blessed. Atlantis. Hellenes about Atlantis. Atlantis, That is how this highly developed island state in the Atlantic Ocean was first called among the Hellenes. But the ancient Hellenic philosopher Plato, in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, Plato was a descendant of the Athenian lawmaker of the 6th century BC, Archon Solon, who was called the wisest of the 7 wise men of the country of Ellada, the country known today as ancient Greece. According to Plato, the great mystery that the history of natural cataclysms repeats itself and the present civilization is far from being the first, was told to Archon Solon during his travels through Egypt by the Egyptian priest. By the way, according to the legend of the Hellenes, Solon's bloodline goes back directly to Poseidon, the god of the seas, who it is thought founded Atlantis and settled his children there. According to an ancient Greek legend, Atlantis was a large island state which was located to the west of the Pillars of Hercules, opposite the Atlantean mountains. Other ancient sources report about the land of Titan Atlas. The Atlanteans waged wars and spread their power far beyond their state. Atlantean society was in the stage of decomposition. Selfishness, power, luxury, ambitiousness, corruption of morals. According to the legend, as a punishment, God sent down a severe earthquake and a flood upon them. The large island of Atlantis was destroyed during a sudden strong earthquake and rapid flooding. It was flooded in the water of the ocean in one day and one disastrous night. According to Plato, the destruction of Atlantis occurred 9,200 years before the time of Archon Solon. That is, 12,000 years back from present times. Today, there is quite a lot of scientific material on what oceanologists, geologists, and geotectonic experts and specialists in other fields of science think on this issue. Many scientists had no doubt about the existence and submerging of a big area of land that had once been located in the Atlantic Ocean between Europe and America, which Plato had mentioned. However, many were astonished by the very fact that in this legend, the land submerged in just one day. However, the current rapid global climate change on Earth, which has been observed over the last 2 years, indicates that in the modern world, any day may become the last for the consumer civilization. As Igor Mikhailovich Danilov said, it is people themselves who by their choice and exactly by their choice whom to serve, the devil or God, are bringing closer or postponing this end of the world. A lot depends on people. Some people doubt the end of the world. But today, only a fool or someone who doesn't see what is happening behind the window may have doubts.